Uzbekistan was one of the major hubs of the Silk Road. Back in the days of the caravan, travelers going from Persia to as far as China began their journey by skirting the Karakum, the Black Sand Desert. After a week of arduous travel, they came to Amu Darya, or the Oxus River, as it was known to ancient geographers. After this stop, an immense steppe dotted by oasis cities spread out eastward. For many centuries, these cities were some of the most prosperous in the world. After crossing the Amu Darya, travelers on the Silk Road found themselves in Transoxiana, an historical region including present-day Uzbekistan. They'd soon enter the legendary city of Bukhara, a metropolis that has inspired generations of adventurers, and finally rest their caravans here on Registan Square, where the camels finally got to kneel down in comfort on the soft sand and unload their cargo. There's something in the very word Transoxiana that rouses the call of adventure. The name is still charged with the same promise and exoticism that captivated Alexander the Great 2,300 years ago and enchants explorers and adventurers to this day. This mausoleum is Bukhara's oldest monument. It dates from the Samanid dynasty in the 9th and 10th centuries. This mausoleum was the Samanid family tomb, and it didn't take long for it to become a site of pilgrimage. Pilgrims would travel here and confide their troubles within the tomb. An imam hid on the other side of the grate here and responded to the pilgrims. It's kind of like the confessional in a Catholic church. At the start of the 13th century, Genghis Khan pillaged Bukhara. The mausoleum, however, was spared, and for a simple reason. Over time, immense dunes of desert sand had blown in and completely buried the tomb, hiding it from the Mongol conqueror. Bukhara's gem, the Poi Kalyon Mosque, sits in the center of the old town. The area is normally bustling, but on a day like today, at 45 degrees in the shade, Bukharans would rather stay at home. Only a few art students are about, braving the heat to paint their watercolors. This incredible minaret was built in the early 12th century. It's so beautiful that Genghis Khan decided to spare it when he sacked the city. Its 15-meter deep foundation makes it so sturdy that the tower has withstood centuries of earthquakes. Despite its many architectural splendors, Bukhara isn't a museum city. The oasis is still a prospering town with 250,000 inhabitants. Salam alaikum. Most residents are Uzbek, a Turkic ethnic group, even if bazaar merchants still speak variants of Persian. They foster a character and a way of life that's unlike anywhere else. The semi-legendary figure Nasruddin Hoxha from 13th century Turkey is one of the celebrities of the Silk Road. He's remembered as the useful idiot, the wise fool, and the true sage. He's a Sufi mystic when it suits him, but above all, he's the hero of countless comic and sometimes mischievous tales from which he earned his fame. While Bukharans are happy to visit the statue of Nasruddin, they also come here to enjoy the cool fountains in the surrounding gardens. This is where I meet Sanjar Bobokalanov, a history professor and Bukhara enthusiast. Sanjar, we're in a chaikhana. Just what is a chaikhana?
It's a local Persian word that means salon. Here it means tea room.
You wanted to introduce us to the tea ceremony. What is it?
We have a culture of paying tribute. The tea ceremony is a central part of Uzbek culture and Uzbek hospitality. You have to cycle the tea through the pot 3 times. The first cycle is for earth or clay, because God created man out of clay. That's a tenet of Islam.
Ah yes, it's the same in the Bible. Adam is made from clay. Okay, so it's symbolic.
The second time symbolizes oil, since we use oil to make all the best things we eat and serve to guests. And the third time is for the tea itself. So the tea cycles through the pot 3 times. In Bukhara especially, we drink green tea from China. Next comes the first service. Whoever pours the tea serves himself first, to show that it's all right.
And not poisoned?
Exactly, and not poisoned. When he drinks, you know you're safe.
And now we drink. Cheers.
Welcome.
Thank you. So you're an historian. You know Bukhara. Apart from this tea ceremony, how would you define the Bukharan mentality?
Conviviality, which comes through hospitality. Bukhara is at one of the 2 great crossroads of the Silk Road. It saw a lot of traffic, with people passing through from China, Persia, India and Russia. People here love to meet travelers and invite them home, regardless of their ethnicity or religion.
How do Bukharans uphold and preserve the spirit of the Silk Road?
It's really thanks to tourism and a recent influx of Westerners. And over the last 5 to 10 years, the Chinese and Indians have also started to travel.
So Bukhara is becoming a crossroads between India, China and the West again. It's amazing. History repeating itself. Bukhara is not just a trade city, it's also an intellectual beacon of the East. This was the homeland of Avicenna, the prince of scholars, who in the 11th century published an encyclopedia that gathered together all the teachings from ancient Greece and China. Holy Bukhara, as it was known to Muslims, was defined by its religious diversity. Zoroastrians, Buddhists, Nestorians, and Manichaeans all converged on here, so it has always been a place of knowledge and learning. Bukhara is still, to this day, a producer of illuminated manuscripts. Proof is in these miniaturist studios following the great Persian tradition. Sanja, are these miniatures a Bukhara tradition?
For millennia, they're made to decorate books of poetry and such.
Illuminated manuscripts.
And each miniature tells a story.
This miniature is called Shikar. It depicts a hunting scene. Each one of these miniatures tells a true story from ancient times.
Are the girls to his left his students or family?
This is my daughter. This is my daughter, and the other girl is my student. The best is to start painting as young as possible. Painting miniatures isn't just a hobby or a job. It requires an entire frame of mind. That's what makes it so attractive to kids and young people. My daughter has been successful with her art so far because of her passion for it. I hope that in a few years, she'll want to make it her profession.
Bukhara's miniatures illuminate poems and recount moral tales of Sufi mysticism, but they're also an archive of Silk Road tradition. Take, for example, this scene depicting caravans of musicians and acrobats riding Bactrian camels. Works like these take meticulous care and patience. Does he ever feel like exploding? Just finish his day and go sprint or play football or scream out loud?
When you've learned this craft from childhood, you get a particular pleasure from it. That's why this art has been such an integral part of my life. Sure, sometimes you're short on inspiration and the miniature doesn't come out the way you wanted it to. That's when I get tired of it and I feel unsatisfied. However, I can't imagine my life without this craft. without this work.
Leaving the miniaturist shop, we head to the textile stores. This is very interesting. Now we're in full-blown cultural dialogue. This is a Suzani, the traditional Bukharan embroidery. It comes from the Persian word Suzan, which means needle and so embroiderer. The technique came from the capital of the Persian Empire, Susa, around 600 BC. That's where we got the names Susan and Susanna. What was Suzannes historically used for?
For weddings.
Ah, for weddings, as a wedding gift.
Yes.
Before her marriage, each girl had to prepare a dowry with her family.
Okay. We call that the trousseau. The bride-to-be would prepare it as a gift for the married couple.
You had separate ceremonies before, during, and after the marriage, and when the first child was born. You'd have 7 large cloths on the wall, depicting the tree of life, happiness, the sun, etc.
Ah, each stage has a different motive on the Suzani.
A different motive. The family, and especially the girl herself, were the ones who made it.
I'm in the 7th phase. I'm expecting my first child. So I get the 7th Suzani when I get home. Okay, I'll take this one. Ah, pretty bag too. Thank you.
Welcome to our city.
Ah, that's nice.
Wait a minute. A little gift for you.
Ah, that's nice.
It's handmade.
Did you make it?
Yes, yes. There are 3 spices inside, representing happiness and...
The 3 spices are sweet wormwood seed, pepper for bad spirits, and black sesame.
What is it? A pendant? An amulet?
It protects against the evil eye.
For the baby.
Ah, is it for the baby?
For the baby and for you too.
Thank you.
It's for your family. Welcome to our city.
Thank you. I'll keep it safe.
Have a good trip.
Thanks. Stepping out from the shade of Malika's shop, it's suddenly clear that it's still getting hotter. This afternoon, it's 47 degrees. A wedding. Nice. Seems like there are many today. And this is a telpak. It's the chapka of the nomadic Turkmens. Looks like dreadlocks. You'd think that it's super warm, like a whole sheep wrapped around your head. But actually, nomads wear it all year round, even in summer, because it makes for great sun protection. This one here is made from lamb. That's the famous Persian lamb, known here as karakul. Karakul was brought here from Russia by nomads from north of the Caspian Sea. It thrived in the climate here, which runs between 30 and 50 degrees Celsius. It's a bit gory, but the finest and most expensive pelts are taken from lamb fetuses. The Nadir Divanbegi is an ancient caravanserai that was converted into a madrasa, or religious school, during Bukhara's decline when the Silk Road disintegrated in the 16th century. The arrival of tourists, though, has recently given the Nadir Divanbegi new commercial life. Its former students' chambers have now become souvenir shops. The famous madrasa is set apart by the fantastic birds that adorn its entryway. One more craft tradition, known all along the Silk Road, remains to be seen, the famous blades of Bukhara.
The entire world loves our knives. Our knives are famous because they're handmade. The work done by hand isn't the same as what you get from a factory. That's why the whole world loves our knives.
The highest quality metal is Damascus steel, which involves hammering multiple strips of metal into a single blade.
This is Damascus steel, pure, genuine Damascus steel. When you strike it on metal, it doesn't even damage the blade. Look, not a mark, it's not even damaged.
Even after striking metal, the blade is flawless.
I
don't know if the gunslinging cowboy really fits in with Timur's soldiers, but anyhow, they're clearly very proud of their history. Bukhara went quiet with the decline of the Silk Road, sinking slowly into oblivion until it was turned into a Russian protectorate in the 19th century, followed by outright annexation by the USSR. This is interesting. These are postcards from the Emirate of Bukhara, pre-Soviet annexation. 1912, 1889. Photos of regular life. They're really touching. They seem to be on a Samarkand paper or old mulberry paper. Oh, this is amazing. He's being executed by throat cutting. 1893. It sort of echoes what's happening now in northern Iraq and Syria. Musicians of the Emir's harem. Interesting how varied their features are. One's Chinese, well, one's more Chinese, one's more Turkic. These are the famous Uzbek robes that used to be mandatory. This is a chopan. It's somewhere between a kaftan, like Arabs would have worn, and a Chinese robe. This one seems quite old. Normally it goes along with a dupi, which is the little skull cap the Uzbeks wear. We have some in here. One especially ancient remnant remains from Bukhara's great cultural melting pot. It lies deep in the old town, tucked away in a maze of alleys. It's a synagogue of Bukharan Jews that traces back to antiquity. I'm met by the rabbi's son, Daniel. Bukhara's Jewish community is another testament to the religious and cultural tolerance that has flourished along the Silk Road since ancient times. Rabbi, can you tell us how long Jews have been in Bukhara and how many are here today?
We still have 280 Jews in Bukhara, about 50 families. They came to Bukhara from Iran in the 4th century.
Since we're on the Silk Road, is this the easternmost Jewish community you know of, or are there other communities even further east towards China?
As far as I know, the most Jews are in Bukhara, but you also find Jews in Samarkand, Tashkent, Fergana, Margilan, and Kokand.
How did these Jewish communities get by? What were their professions living on what would become the Silk Road?
Many Jews dealt in leather making and other goods. They were artisans. Many Jews were artisans.
What religions were historically found in Bukhara, and which of these remain today?
There are many religions in Bukhara these days. We have Judaism, Christianity and Buddhism, but there's also a German Protestant centre. There are lots of religious and cultural centres here.
Religious practice is now allowed again since the fall of the Soviet Union. How do Bukhara's communities get along?
The Jews are fine here. We never experienced oppression from other peoples or ethnicities. We like to celebrate their holidays, and they celebrate ours too.
Like other major hubs of the Silk Road, Bukhara is also a city for rugs. What's special about this place is that rugs aren't just sold. they've kept the tradition of weaving them on site in the back rooms of shops. This is a silk rug, thousands and thousands of patiently woven knots. The work is both incredibly meticulous and rapid. Here we see the Tree of Life, which is one of the most famous motifs in Bukhara. The girls weave 70 knots per square centimetre, and a rug like this will be about 3 meters by 1 meter. That means 2,100,000 knots. It takes 2 of them over 2 months, and as you see, they're going very, very fast. The workshop is permeated by a sense of discipline. It's enjoyable, but it's no joke either. Bukhara remains an important place in the Eastern imagination, not just for its exceptional crafts, but also for its spirituality. It's time to visit the home of the Naqshbandi dervishes' mystical movement. This major Sufi order reaches from India to Morocco. I'm 10 kilometers outside Bukhara, in the mausoleum of the 13th century Sufi leader Bahauddin Naqshband. Sufism is an open branch of mystical Islam which focuses on forging an intimate relationship with God. Even though hardline Islam looks negatively upon Sufism, the Holy Dervish's tomb has become one of the most popular pilgrimage sites in Central Asia. Historian Firoz Kubanov was educated at the Russian school and studies Sufi mysticism with the clinical eye of a scientist. How many Naqshbandi are there in the world, and how are they different from other Muslims?
We don't have precise figures, but we know that Tariqa Naqshbandiya has followers spread across a great deal of the Muslim world, including India, Pakistan, Asia Minor, and Turkey. In my opinion, we're talking in the hundreds of thousands of followers. Another thing is that you can't say a Sufi isn't a Muslim, or that a Muslim can't be a Sufi. These things are complementary. A person who chooses the Sufi way is taking a vow that they'll respect for the rest of their life.
You mentioned certain particularities of Sufi Islam. Could you explain what those are in terms of prayer and meditation?
Whether you're talking about the Naqshbandi order we mentioned or the Mevlevi order in Turkey, the ultimate goal is always to achieve a state of total submission in the presence of the divine. So meditation has always been central to that. It's an important tool because meditation helps free oneself from material bonds.
And was there maybe an earlier school of meditation that influenced Sufism, like Buddhism or shamanism?
It's very clear that Islam and Sufism were inspired by the diverse philosophies and ideologies that existed here before Islam. This region is very culturally rich, and its civilization is thousands of years old. So Sufis were influenced by Buddhism and shamanism, and by Zoroastrianism, which was very widespread in the region.
Although we only have artworks and architecture to help us picture the Silk Road of the past, we have to remember that the centuries of caravans transported more than just material goods. It also spread philosophies, religions, and mystical doctrines like Sufism, showing us that the most essential part of the Silk Road is, in fact, invisible to the eye. It's time to leave Bukhara and head to the other mythic city of Transoxiana, Samarkand.
Salam. Rabat Malik, Gatchaburama. Hein? Спасибо.